What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. We back with another live. New week. I'm out here looking crazy right now. I need a haircut, but we here though. We here. How you feeling? How's your energy? How's your week been? We just getting everything rolling in as we go, getting this stuff ready. So I hope y'all had a good week so far. Hope you've been taking care of yourselves. I hope you're getting ready for this fourth quarter too. Hope you locking in, getting ready for it. Because it's over quick. This before you know it's gonna be Christmas, New Year's. So make sure you make this time count right now. We're gonna roll in, get this started as we go. I just had to take my wave cap off. I forgot I had it on. I was like, hold on, let me take this off real quick. But today we just chopping it up. You know, our transformation Thursdays. We talk about different things to help you along your journey. We just conversate. So in the comments, if you're here right now, you're on a replay. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Let me know how you feeling. Drop your name, whatever you want to drop in there. Say what's up. Any of that stuff. I appreciate you. So drop that in there. I'll be checking the chat as we go through this live right now. I'm over here playing my tennis ball. So today we chopping it up about putting your emotions and well, putting your ideas in motion. My bad. Because a lot of times we start with these ideas in our head, and sometimes it gets overwhelming too. We think a little bit too much. I wouldn't say think too much, but we have a lot of different ideas, and we can have our hands in so many pots at once where it's hard for us to focus on sometimes the main things, sometimes the most important ones. Let's get this adjusted. Let's raise up my desk too. Hold on. Raise it up a little more. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, we good right there. So I don't know if you can relate to it. If you're watching this on a replay, leave it in the comments. Whether you can relate to having too many ideas and not being able to focus on one, or just getting distracted and not doing any of them. That's the thing where we have that analysis paralysis. We thinking a little bit too much. We get discouraged. We get burned out. All these different things happen because we have so many different ideas and we're not implementing. We're not gaining motion on any of them. So you don't see any traction on any of the things that you have in your mind because there's too many things going on. And then when you don't have that traction, you lose confidence, you lose that courage, you lose all that motivation that you once had. So what happens is you don't do anything. And next thing you know, weeks pass by, I'm gonna get back to it. Months pass by, I'm gonna get back to it. Next thing you know, it's almost a half a year gone by, and you had this idea. You had it written down, you did all the visualizations and everything, but you never took action on it. So that's what we chopping it up with today. How you can put your ideas in motion. Just stop sitting around, just start doing it. Start now. So that's the topic of today's conversation. So as everybody roll in, we just here. So I hope y'all feeling good today. Again, drop in the comments where you're checking it out from. I'm just checking some stuff on my phone. All right, let's roll. So we talking about this. I want to ask you right now, how many ideas have lived in your head for months or even years? How many of your ideas where you still want to get back to them, but they just been sitting there and you haven't done anything about it? You thought about it, but you just still haven't done anything. They just still there and they just still a thought. And that's fine. Don't feel guilty for it. Don't feel bad like you behind or any of those things because that's not true at all. What is true is that you doing a disservice to yourself. You're not trusting yourself. You don't have the roadmap to it right now, but you have the vision, and that's all you need because it was given to you because it's possible. Here's the truth. There's no right time to do anything. There's no right time. The perfect time that you're waiting for does not exist. What if you had started that thing when you first had it in your mind? What if you started it a year ago, 6 months ago? Where would you be right now? With everything that you know, everything you don't know, what if you just started? What if you just trusted and say, you know what? I'm going to build along the way. I'm going to build along the way and trust my intuition and just trust the path is laid out for me already. Because the path is already laid out for you just because you said you want to do it. You put it out there in the universe, God, whoever it is that you believe in or what you add your success to. When you say that you want to do something, and then you actually begin to do it, you begin to put it into motion, what happens is the universe works twice as fast as you working. All the times you trying all these different things, you plugging stuff in, and you feel like nothing's working. Like, I'm doing all this for nothing. I'm not getting the results that I see over here. I'm not getting what I thought I'd get at this point. I said I want to be here in 3 months. I said I want to be here in 6 months, but I'm not there and I'm a year in. I feel like a failure. Nah, you're not. You just on the journey. You just along the journey because what's happening is you gaining all the reps that you need. You don't realize because you're in the middle of it that it's still some development that needs to take place on your side. And as you taking this action, as you having all these, I wouldn't even call them failures, but when you having these moments of realignment, when you having these moments of uncertainty, when you having all these moments of learning, you building yourself up to become that person to actually make that dream come true. So as you see this thing happens, as you see these things come together slowly, you begin to get that confidence. So I actually made a video about this on my YouTube, talking about how I relate running to my goals. And I talk about how we chase the goal, but it's rare that we find ourselves stopping where we are and taking a look back to see how far we've come. Because how many times have you gone and then you continue to focus on what's next? You don't show gratitude for what you've done. You don't even look at the next milestone. So I don't know if any of you like to run or you have run before. Since I've been back, I've been running a lot. That's like a hobby of mine now. So what I do is I set these different milestones. So I look at a building, say, all right, that's my next milestone. Even though I want to go, let's say 5 or 6 miles, I'm not worried about the miles that I'm at right now. I'm worried about the next milestone. How can I focus on reaching that? So how many of you have taken the time to stop and think about how far you've come? A lot of times we don't do it. We don't give ourselves enough grace for what we have done because we think about what we want to do. So I see you, Terrence. I appreciate you, man. Great topic. Is something I thought about. I was like, I'm guilty of it too. I had to remind myself. So I was like, I had to speak on it because this is something that I felt like a lot of people deal with, especially in today's social media world. We doing all these comparisons. We looking at everybody else's highlight reel. We don't know what's going on in that person's life, how far they've come, how long they've been going. So we comparing ourselves to other people when in reality, we need to just focus on where we are and realize that we much further than when we first started. So that's what we want to focus on. Just focus on that. And I know when I had that same thing thinking about myself, I began to compare myself saying, why is this not happening for me? Why is this not happening? When I didn't realize that a lot of things that were on my goals list, I had pulled up my planner. I don't know where it's at. I got it. It's over here somewhere. But either way, I pulled up my planner and I looked at like a couple pages. I'm like, damn, I knocked out everything I said I want to knock out, except maybe 1 or 2 things out of 8. And I didn't give myself grace for that because I kept focusing on the next thing. I kept focusing on the bigger goals and not realizing that I knocked out all my minor goals. All those micro goals that are going to help me reach that bigger goal, I'm on track. I'm actually ahead of it. So I had to show myself grace. And that's when I realized that I'm not on the sideline. I'm actually in there. I'm actually putting these things into motion. So I want you to think about it right now. What are some things that you're not putting into motion? What are some things you're just on the sideline thinking about? It's just an idea. You've been thinking about it. You've been saying, I'm going to do it at the right time. I'm going to wait to this. I'm going to wait to that. All these things that we tell ourselves, all these excuses that we make for ourselves. Some of them are valid, though. I'm not going to sit here and say, some don't make sense, but which ones are you making just to justify your inaction? What things are you telling yourself just to make yourself feel better for not starting or not improving? What's that lie that you're telling yourself? That's the most important thing. I see you, Rakim. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. So, we talk. So you know how that journey is. It's always going. I'm gonna tell you this though. Your vision was given to you because it's possible. Nothing that's given to us is given to us by accident. It's given to us because we can achieve it. When you think about everything in your life right now, everything that you use on a day-to-day basis, things that we use to function as humans, whether it be stoplights, street lights, household appliances, all these things started in somebody's mind. It started as just an idea. Someone said, I want to make something better. I want to change something. So what's that thing that came into your mind that you want to change or make better? Do you want to make the lives of others better? Do you want to make change in the world? Do you want to make change within yourself? What's the idea that came to your mind? It came to you because it's possible. And some of our ideas seem like mountains. It seems like it's so huge, but we have to break it down one step at a time. We can't climb the whole mountain in one leap. You must go step by step. And that's what we fail to realize because we need to just take that first step. We need to say, you know what? I'm getting off the sideline. I'm not being a fan anymore. I'm getting off the sideline and I'm getting into the game. Just because a person got picked at the draft at the end, it doesn't mean that they don't have an opportunity to be a champion too. It's people that get drafted to a cool team. It's people that get drafted last and then they could still be rookie of the year. It doesn't say that they're going to be less successful. No, put yourself in the game. Put yourself out of that draft into the league. What draft are you sitting at? How long have you been sitting there in that draft, hoping that your time is going to come, instead of just actually stepping in there? Instead of going out there taking what's yours. How many times have you done it? Or how many times have you been doing it? Have you done it recently? Again, if y'all new here, first live for you, I appreciate you for tuning in with me. You catch me looking over as me checking some of my notes, making sure that I don't miss anything because I'm real thorough when I talk about these things because I want to help as many people and I want to enlighten somebody, even if I just help one person. I don't give a damn if you just get up and start working out, if you change your eating habits, if you improve by any form from watching these, that's what they're for. And also for me to connect with y'all. So drop something in the chat if you like to. I'm watching it and I can see it over here. Unless I know some people said they comment on YouTube and I don't see those, but I see the ones right here in the chat right now. So write down the idea and affirm that this is possible because it found me. So what's the idea that you've had in your head that you kind of been thinking about? You've been getting other people's opinions. You've been sitting on the sideline just because, maybe you don't have all the resources, you don't have all the inspiration right now. And it's just an idea, but it's something that you really want to do. What's the thing for you? You can drop it in the comments or you can write it down to yourself. Either way works for me. Just make sure that you note it and make sure that you're mindful of this decision. Make sure that you're mindful of this idea that you're robbing yourself of right now. So you know what crazy thing is though? We get into these cycles of having an idea and we get excited. You're like, "Ooh, this is dope. I can't wait to do this." You start to share with people, you start to share with friends, family members, getting their opinion, starting to look things up and just see who out here doing it, how I'm gonna compare myself, how I'm gonna build mine. I don't know how many, I'm pretty sure you've all dealt with that before where you see someone else that's your inspiration. And then you begin to build your idea. You begin to see the end in mind. You begin to look and see, like, damn, this is how I see it at the end. This is how I see myself achieving it. That's like me with, let's say, with the podcast business. Like I see the long term. So I'm like, yes, that's dope. I want to get it there. I'm gonna get it there. I have all the right words, I have all the inspiration, but I still fail to go from first base to home base. I'm thinking I want to just get straight to home base. So how many times have you done that? You getting excited talking about it? Talking about goals gives you that fake dopamine. Well, it gives you dopamine, but it's fake because it's fake progress. Don't talk about it too much because most talk, but they never do anything. How many people do you know who share their ideas, who have great ideas, but that's all they do? They just talk about it. They sit there, they talk about it, they have the best vision, and then they want to judge other people. They want to say what other people doing, what they would do if they was that person. So they on the sideline being a spectator. They on the sideline watching the game. It's like all the hecklers talking about Kobe, talking about LeBron. They telling them, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this. Why you playing this? Why you doing this?" But they not in the game themselves. They out there still watching. How many people do you know like that? And how many times have you been that person that's just on the sideline spectating? You're not putting yourself in the game. So you have to put yourself in the game. You have to go out there. Don't let the high of talking about it steal the actual reward of building it, because that's where all the confidence is built. That's where you get all your inspiration from, as you see what you've already been able to do. You say BU, my product line, absolutely. And I know you have a bigger vision for it. I know you have a bigger vision of where you like it to go. And sometimes it gets discouraging. You're like, damn, why is not jumping off the way I wanted to? Not saying yours isn't. I'm just saying we look and we have bigger aspirations for our goals that we start. We have bigger aspirations for the things we put our energy into. And we don't see those results right away. We don't see them as fast as we think we should see them. And then we begin to question ourselves, and sometimes we want to stop. Sometimes we're like, damn, a lot of effort. But remember, the more effort you put in, the greater the feeling will be once you succeed. Once you do reach that line where you say you want to reach, the greater that feeling is going to be, based on all the adversity that you go through, based on all the work that you put in. So continue on your journey. I don't know who you are. Yo, I see you. What's going on? I appreciate everybody. Rakim, yeah, man. I'm passionate about it. Sometimes speaking to myself too. So sometimes I'm doing these things. I'm not telling y'all I'm perfect. I'm like, hey, now I'm figuring this shit out with y'all. Like, we over here, this is life. We don't have all the answers. But some of us have these answers and have the experience, and we able to share and we able to learn. And that's that iron sharpens iron. Iron, iron. I don't know how to say it. You know what I'm trying to say. Don't worry about my pronunciations. You get what I'm trying to say. We put the work in and we want the results right away. But remember this, you're not being a spectator. You're not being a spectator no more. You out there doing the work. You putting in the grind that's going to pay off. That's the most important thing. What's going on, Peter? I appreciate you. I see you, man. Oh, you said I'm in your head? Hey, we all get there. We all get there, and we get those moments, but we have to stay out of our head. We have to get out of it and just focus on what we can control right now. What's the things you can do at this moment? So commit to the silence until you taking your first action, or until you get further along. Let the results speak for you. I got this one saying that I love. It says demonstration over communication. Just show them. Don't tell them. Demonstrate. Let the results speak. Go out there. They're going to see you shining. They're going to see you making moves. And just like, I know you've seen those posts before on Instagram or social media in general, where it says, don't worry about the amount of likes you get, because the eyes are there. Because your impressions tell you how many people see it. People seeing you do your thing, but a lot of times people don't want to, they don't want to congratulate you. They don't want to support you. Most of the time, the people that's going to support you the least are going to be the ones that you know, because they started where you started. They had the same opportunities as you. And sometimes they intimidated by your confidence to go out there and even sometimes humiliate yourself. Go out there and do something without knowing, and having people make fun of you, having people have their opinions on you. The people that's closest to you going to have that type of energy for you. But guess what? Once you win, they're going to be clapping for you. They go, oh, yeah, that's my boy. I'm happy for him. I know them since then. And you got an event. They want to come in and get in for free. That's all, that's just part of it. You have to shut out that noise and demonstrate over communication, because sometimes you're talking to deaf ears. It's not even about the message. It's about the messenger. So allow your messenger to be the work that you're doing. Allow your messenger to be the results that you get when no one is watching. The work that you're doing when no one is looking, when you don't get the claps, when you're not posting on social media, where you're not posting your results. Let that be the work that matters, the work that you're doing in the background, because that's the one that's going to build the empire that you want. That's the one that you're going to be able to stand on. That's that foundation that's going to be your proof to yourself that I can build anything else outside of this, because I've done it once. I've done it before. I can do it again. All it takes is one person to see you, and absolutely. And most of the time, it's going to be somebody that's not even in your circle. Somebody probably watching you right now. Somebody seeing something that you're doing, and they're like, they're not ready yet. They almost there. But it's somebody watching you right now that sees what you're doing, and they're approving of it. They're like, oh yeah, I like what they're doing. They just got to keep on going. But we gonna connect when the time is right. So I hope y'all good. Yeah, definitely gotta have that patience. Hold on, my bad over here. Got this damn water everywhere. But yeah, so we getting through this. We almost at the end of it though. Don't trip. We here. So like I said, if y'all want to drop anything in the comments, yeah, patience. That's another subject for another day. You understand patience because time is gonna pass. It's about what you're doing with the time. Don't rush it. You can't rush the process. It's like think about patience like food. Think about something that you put in the oven compared to the something that you put in the microwave. You don't want no damn macaroni that's made in the microwave. You want something that's put in the oven, got that love into it. Then you be able to enjoy it. It's the same with your success. Same thing with anything you do in life. You can't look at life as something that's going to happen quick, something that's going to just come to you right away. Nah, it comes over time. It comes over time, and after you do all your stuff. Excuse me. Yes, sir. One day at a time. So life won't pause for you to feel ready. Life is going to continue to happen. 5 years from now, you wish that you started today. The idea that you had, you wish that I'm pretty sure it's something that you doing right now or something that you're thinking about. You wishing you had did it, what, even earlier this year. Maybe you wrote it down on your goals list. You said 2025, I want to do this. I want to do this by June of this year. And you haven't done it. You haven't even started it. It could be a diet. It could be working out. It could be a business. It can be going to school. It could be anything. What is that thing for you? I'm pretty sure you wish you had started because you would have been 6 months along than if you continue to wait. So just think about the time that you're putting in, the amount of time that you're sacrificing for yourself, because the sacrifice is going to pay off. Growth happens in motion and not in planning. So take the smallest possible step in the next 24 hours. What's one thing you can do? And sometimes the best thing we can do it for ourselves too that we don't talk about is take a moment for ourselves and just step back and breathe. Take a moment to give ourselves that flat line just to recollect ourselves. We don't always have to go, go, go. Sometimes the amount of burnout that you'll face if you continue to go is going to be worse if you continue to go instead of stopping right now. You'll be able to be more productive tomorrow if you just gave yourself a moment to breathe and just take a break. So clarity comes from you moving. It don't come from you sitting there waiting. You don't get clarity that way. So yeah, Bernie, yeah, taking a step back to breathe. Yeah, absolutely. You have to take a step back. You have to, because that's part of your well-being. You can't continue to pour out of an empty cup. We go and we try to pour out of these empty cups, which is our lives. So like this bottle of water. This bottle of water is, let's say if it was full, the more you pour out, the more you're doing. You going to school, you being a parent, being a husband, being a student, taking care of your health. All these different things is taken out. Now you down here. You never fueling back in. You never refilling yourself. You're not putting anything back into you. So how do you expect to show up for the people around you? How do you expect to show up for your goals? How do you expect to show up for your future? If you don't take a moment to breathe and just be. And mistakes are just a proof of progress, not signs to quit. So if you're facing something, you face any adversity, you face any obstacle, that's not a sign to quit. That's just saying that you're making a progress and that you're learning. And every master was once a beginner who once took action over perfection. So create a first version of your things you have in mind or the next step that you want to do within the next week. Just create like something of that and just start on it. Just begin to do it. Get back to who you were. Get back to feeding into yourself and taking yourself more serious. But the biggest one is making sure you beat your mind, making sure that you stand out of your own head. Your mind's job is to keep you safe, not successful. So that's why it's easy for you to fall back into your old habits. That's why it's easy for you to go back to what you've always done, even if those things don't work for you. Because your mind's job is to tell you like, hey, you know what? Hold on. What we doing? We in the unfamiliar territory. We need to go back over here. So this is why you begin to try to pick up new habits and you fall back into your old ones. It's because you're going back to your comfort zone. This is like somebody going out of their neighborhood and then they going into a place where they unfamiliar. where things are uncertain to them, where they don't know where the corner store is. They don't know what type of character is going to be in this environment. So you on edge, but your nervous system going, you looking around, you scanning, looking at everything, trying to take it all in. So that's what's happening when you stepping out of your comfort zone, when you stepping into new habits, you stepping into new territories. But what happens when you go back to those familiar cities, those familiar parts of your town where you comfortable? You know, your nervous system like, all right, cool, we can calm down now because we know what we can expect here. We know who's going to be at this corner. We know this store is going to be here when we walk around the corner. That's what happens when we think about our goals, when we step out. So that's why you have to beat your mind. You have to force yourself to go into something new. That's why we always fall into the old habits and we look up like, damn, why is this time passing by? Because you're on autopilot. You're not taking control for yourself. Your mind resists risk, change, and discomfort. That's why starting anything feels so scary. That's why you have so much doubt. That's why it's easy for you to sit there and just think about it. That's why it's easy for you to feed off that fake dopamine, because you're able to talk about it, you're able to hear it, you're able to share it, but you won't actually do it because you in your mind. You listen to it, you're allowing your mind to beat you. You're allowing it to do its job instead of you beating it at its job. Remember, you are the master of your mind. It's all about what you're telling yourself. So you must do it scared. The fear fades once that momentum starts. Because once that momentum begins, you now proving to yourself that this is possible. I'm getting results. And I can say that about myself, especially with podcasting for 6 years now. I'm beginning to see more results now than I did in my first 5 or 6 years. And that's just because I was consistent, just continuing to show up. And you know what? I still have a long list of things that I want to do. I still have a long list of things where I feel like I'm behind. But I have to remember I'm right on time. What's that? Who said that? Nas. He's like, never on schedule, but you're always on time. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm realizing that now in my life as I'm just living day by day, just showing up every single day for myself, making sure that I focus on the small things that I said I will do, the commitments that I made to myself. So like I said, we winding down. I want you to think about 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 uninterrupted minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you can spare in your life. Just uninterrupted to help you gain that momentum towards the next step of where you want to go. Whether it be you doing some push-ups, whether it be you walking around your city or your block or whatever it is, whatever your goal is, or going to do some research, going to start that business, going to do something different, reaching out to one new contact that you want to make. Commit to one thing, 5 minutes minimum. Commit to that 5 minutes and see how good you feel after getting it done. I don't care how scary it is. Make sure that you get it done no matter what. So as we transition out of this show now, out of this live, I should say, I want to say I appreciate everybody that's been here so far. And if you're watching on the replay and you're not subscribed here or you're in the live, go ahead and hit that subscribe and go ahead and get us a thumbs up as well. And make sure that you pick one idea that's been stuck in your head. Take one step this week to put it into motion. Put it into motion or to help it progress. So ideas in your head don't change your life. It's the action that does. It's the work that you do. And nobody else is going to do the work for you. Nobody else is going to eat the food and make you get full. You have to do it yourself. It's up to you. Don't wait for perfect. Just trust your vision because it was given to you for a reason. It was given to you because it's possible. It was given to you because you can do it. It's given to you because you want it. You had this idea because you really want it. Now go out there and get it. Why chase you? Why treat yourself that way? Why cheat yourself in general? Your future self will thank you for what you start today. So that wraps it up for today's live. I just want to say again, I appreciate every single one of you. Again, if you're not subscribed, you haven't checked out the podcast, go ahead and check that out as well. Link is down below, or you can just search Diligent Minds wherever you find podcasts on YouTube, audio platforms, all that stuff is down there. So go out there, lock in on yourself. Make sure you stop sitting on that sideline and get your ass out there in the damn game, because you're going to thank yourself later because you're an all-star. Start acting like it. Start acting like you're a damn all-star of your life. And remember, everybody is greatness within, even you.